Yeah, right. So good evening, guys. It's day 3, and I know I said we'll start building an application from Monday, but then I looked at the concepts again and I realized that it would be better if we just start off building an application now, and we would learn most concepts as we build the application. It's not going to be in the order that you see in the documentation on the reactjs.org website. I'm using a different order, but this you would still learn all the major concepts by the end of this by the end of development of this application. Okay, so I hope you all have like the React app that you installed the other day and it's working. I hope you haven't modified anything or like try to experiment with it, because if you've broken it, then you'll have to reinstall the app all over again. We can't spend time debugging it. So is everybody ready with your apps, the apps that you installed the other day? Just react to my message if you're ready with the app. What I want you to do is I want you to open VS Code, and I want you to open that folder inside VS Code. So the app folder, wherever you install the application, I want you to open that folder with VS Code so you can start editing your React application inside of VS Code. Okay. I'm just gonna show you what that would look like or how to do it. So I'm gonna go into my VS Code here, and I have VS Code open already, and I'm gonna click on open folder. I know you can't see the little navigation box right now because it's a different window, but I'm basically finding the folder that I had created my React application in to open it now. So you guys do the same if you haven't done it already, so keep it open. Right, so I've opened my application, and I hope you guys have done the same thing to yours as well. Let me know if you all are ready to start programming and if your applications are open. And I also asked you guys to pick names, right? We can. I have named my app. I have named my folder after the name of my application itself. I'm calling it the notebook, and you guys can call it whatever you want. We'll also be hosting this application on the internet, and all of you. Okay, I'm gonna explain the architecture in a bit. So I'm just gonna wait for everybody to finish opening it first. .14 have opened your code. Can you please make it a little faster? Just find the folder, go to your Windows Explorer, find the folder, right click on it and open it with VS Code. That'll be the easiest way. If not, you can also go into VS Code, click on open folder and then navigate to that folder. Don't open that folder and go inside it, just click on that folder itself and open it with VS Code. So you'd get all the files inside your working directory to work on. Make it quick, guys, to any of you. $27. I'm still waiting for about 7 of you. I mean 8 of you. Please make it quick. those of you who have opened it, just expand your source folder, and you're going to see a bunch of files, right? I want you to delete everything except your app.js and your index.js. Okay, and your app.css as well. Just don't delete app.css, app.js, and index.js. You can delete the rest. Okay. So I'm just gonna hold down Control, and I'm gonna select all the stuff that I don't want. Okay, basically 5 different files. I don't want all 5 of them, so I'm just gonna click Control, and I'm gonna hold down Control and then click on each file that I wanted to select. So that's multi-select, and I can just click on Delete, and it should delete all of those files for me. Okay, so the only files that are remaining in my source folder are my app.css, my app.js, and my index.js file. So once you guys have done that, just let me know. We don't need the other files. I'm not going to teach you how to write tests for your components and stuff like that. That's just really advanced stuff, so we don't have time for that. The rest of it you won't need anyway, so I'm just deleting it. This is all we need to get started. We are going to create a little template now. So once you do that, just let me know. React to my message. Keep Discord open on your phones again, so it'd be easier for you guys to react to my messages. $15 if you've deleted it. Can you make it fast, guys? It's not a lot to cover today, but it might be new to you, so it might be a little confusing and I'll have to repeat it. So just try to keep up the pace a little bit. Okay. If you want me to repeat it, delete everything except app.css, app.js, and index.js. Leave those 3 files alone. Delete the rest of them. You guys done? I'm going to start editing my app.js file. I need you to be a little more faster. I'm going to wait up to 30 people, so make it really quick, and then I'm going to start editing the file because we don't have that much time. I'm gonna wait for one more person, and then I'm gonna start editing it. Alrighty, just do a Control A, delete the whole thing. We're gonna start writing the app.js file from scratch. What you saw just now was from the old, was from the template that comes along with the Create React app. So we're gonna rewrite that entire file. By the way, there's one thing I need to explain to you guys. When we, on the command line, if you guys remember, we always type npx create react app space the name of the folder, right, or the name of the app. Why do we type in the word create react app there? Does anybody know? Let me see if one of you can answer. I don't want somebody who already knows React to answer, but I want somebody who's new to this to answer. Try and answer. Let's see if you guys have actually been trying to research stuff. Let me pick. Let's go with Sagarika. You here? Nope. Okay. So we make a note of that. Who else? Let's go with Rohan Jabaraj. Are you here? Can you unmute yourself?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Do you have any idea why we use the word create React app?
To create an app in the folder.
That is true, but what is create React app? Have you researched React before? Have you tried going back home and looking up the stuff that we're doing? I don't explain every single word, do I? So you guys should go back and do a little more research if you want. Have you tried looking up what create React app is or something? No? Alright, I'll tell you guys what it is. So basically React, I told you React is a library, right? And usually when you guys install a library on your computer, you are given a bunch of files that you can just make use of. So you gotta write your app from scratch, right? Nobody's gonna teach you, nobody's gonna give you a template, nobody's going to say, hey, this is where you start, this is what you do first, and then you do this, and this, and now you have a functioning app. Nobody tells you that. You're just given a folder full of files, and there's nothing more that you get along with it, right? So what the creators of React did was they built the React app, they built the React library, and they decided we're gonna make a little template, and we're going to put a little starter application inside that template. So that template is called create React app. So they made a little template called create React app, and they made a few sample pages. So all the pages that we deleted now, the app.js, index.js, app.css, all of these files put together with the public folder, and the package log stuff and all of that put together is basically a template. That's like a starter React application that they've already built for us. Now it's not mandatory that you use create React app. There are other ways of installing just the React library and using them. If you go to the React documentation, you'll see that you can include React as a CDN link, right, directly inside any regular website. You can do that. You can use just the library. You can install just the React library alone, and you can import pieces of React, and you can use it in any other web application, like a normal HTML application. Okay, but in order to make things easy for us, we are going to start with create React app always. We're going to use the default template, but we're going to take off stuff that we don't want, and we're going to put in our own code inside it. So that's basically what create React app is. So it's not a rule that you should use that. As you go into more advanced React, as you build bigger applications, you will find that create React app is unnecessarily bulky. It's just unnecessarily too much of extra code that you would never need. So a lot of advanced React developers would basically install the library on their own, and they'll start from scratch. So all these files that you see here, right, all these files, none of it would exist. You'll have to write all of these from scratch. But to make things easier, I'm starting off with the template. Okay, so we'll build apps that way, but this is just for you to know. So in app.js, we're going to rewrite the entire app.js file now. So let's start with import on top. Let's import a few things from React Router DOM. And if you notice, we haven't installed React Router DOM yet, right? So let's just install that. In order to install it, don't open CMD again. It's a long process. Instead, I'll tell you the easiest way to do this, okay? All you gotta do is hold down, if you're on Windows, hold down Control and tilde, okay? Tilde. If you look at the keyboard, there's a small key right below the escape button. It's got the tilde character, right? TILDE. Hold down Control and tilde. It's going to open up something called a terminal inside VS Code. So VS Code has a built-in command prompt like thing inside it, okay? So just hold down Control and tilde. It's gonna open the little terminal inside VS Code. So all of you do that for me, and if you notice, the terminal automatically opens inside the folder of your React application by default. So you guys don't have to do any extra, opening command prompt and the navigation. None of that has to happen. It'll directly open in the folder. do that and then let me know in the chat. In case you can't do the whole control tilting and doesn't work, then just do the regular thing. Just open command prompt and navigate to the folder that your React app is in. Also, pro tip: if you guys are working a lot with React applications or you're working a lot with the command line, the Windows CMD is fine, honestly. But if you want a separate application to do your command line stuff, there's an app for free. It's called Windows Terminal. You guys can install Windows Terminal from, I think, the Microsoft Store on your Windows computer itself. So that's like a super clean application. I'm going to show you what the app itself looks like. So this is basically what Windows Terminal looks like. It looks super clean, right? You got like little tabs that you can have, and I don't know, the whole thing just looks neater. So that's basically what I use for my stuff, because I can have multiple apps open at the same time, and there's like a bunch of different options. Like you can connect to Azure, you can have a Windows PowerShell inside this, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so if you're interested, you can buy it. I mean, not buy it, download it and use it, but you don't have to. You can. That's fine. All of you opened it? Two people. $24 people. Come on, guys, make it a little quicker. 24, 25, 20. Okay. Is it? Am I going too fast? Do you need me to slow down? $27. Okay. Guys, it's almost gonna be a half an hour since the class was supposed to start. Let's make it a little quicker, please. $28. I'm gonna wait for 2 more of you. 29. Okay, I'm just gonna start with the command. So in order to install packages in VS Code, remember on the website we would simply do search for the name of the package and hit enter, and it would install. You can't do that on VS Code. Instead, what you have to do is type the words npm space I space the name of the package. So npm stands for Node Package Manager. If you guys have used Python, I know most of you have used Python. You guys use something called pip, right? Pip. npm is basically the equivalent to pip. So pip is for Python, npm is for JavaScript stuff, okay, for Node. So npm space I stands for install, and you can either type I or install. Both will work. I'm just doing I for short on. And the name of the package, so react.dom. Hit enter. It should start installing automatically. Alright, so my package finished installing. All of you finished installing it? React to my message if you finished installing react.dom. I'm going to scroll up so you can see the command again. npm I react.dom, okay? That's the name of the command. Just keep this open. I'm going to make you install a couple of more packages. So once we finish all of that, then we can move on to the actual coding, because this is going to take, we need quite a few packages today, and I'm going to make you install all of it today itself, so we wouldn't have to worry about. Also, for those of them who are lagging behind and have moved to, say, YouTube or something, I'm going to explain a little bit about the app that we're going to build, the architecture of the app that we're going to build, and so you guys can basically skip this part, rewatch the parts that you missed, and then catch up with us live again, okay? So this would take about 5 to 10 minutes, so I'll just do that part instead. So let's go to our whiteboard. Those of you who are installing it, install it, but focus on the whiteboard now, okay? So let's just switch for a second, and I'm going to show you the architecture of the application that we're building. So I told you it's going to be a note-taking app, right? And I know this sounds simple, but if you break this application down into multiple pieces, you would see that this app would cover most of the concepts that any React application would make use of. What happens is, I'm teaching you just the concepts, okay? I'm not focusing on coding. I'm focusing on concepts, and I'm teaching you the concept through code. So if you guys can just try to understand what this does and how this works exactly, you can take all these concepts and you can write your own code and apply it to any application. It can be anything, even like an enterprise, like an ERP system, or like a CRM, or even something that's really huge and requires multiple lines of code, like thousands of lines of code. You can still take these concepts and apply it there. So focus on the concept. Don't get caught up with how the coding is done, because you can get help from Stack Overflow, from GitHub, from the React official documentation. There's multiple sources on the internet where you can get help from when it comes to code. So focus on the concept first, okay, before coding. That's what will really teach you what React is all about. So let's start. I call mine the notebook, so I'm just going to call it. The pen is not thick enough. Okay, perfect. Right. So okay, let's see. The front end will be built with React, right? So we have a React front end here. It's a single page application, so I'm just going to say SPA in brackets, and let's draw an ugly box here. That's my front end application. And for a back end, where do we store data? Basic question again. Let me see who can answer. I'm a pick a random person. Let's see, Abarna S. Are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, where do we store data for any application? Where do we store data? Yeah, is it Terila?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Aaron Sarji Alexander. You here?
Hello.
Yeah. Where do we store data for any application, big or small?
Is it in a database?
Yeah, database. Perfect. So we need to have a database, right, somewhere at the bottom of our stack. Why am I drawing so bad? Just bear with the drawings. It's not very symmetrical. Okay. So we have a little database here. And the problem is we can use any database. There's several databases on the market. MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, MongoDB. I don't know, there's like so many. But we are going to use something that is extremely easy to use. It's called Firestore, okay? Most of you know what Firestore is. If you're new to this, I'm going to explain. Firestore is a little database by Google, okay? So Google built Firestore. The difference is that unlike a regular database would have, say, tables, right? And it would have some sort of structure to it, rows and columns. Whereas Firestore doesn't have rows and columns. Instead, what Firestore will do is they have something called documents. So think of a document as a file that can store some data inside it. Okay? You can store as many documents as you want inside a Firestore database. So think of a huge Firestore database with millions of little documents inside it. You can just keep scaling this infinitely. And not infinitely, like mathematically there will be a limit. But in most modern applications, you would never run out of this limit. So you can store a huge number of documents inside a single database, Firestore database, okay? And if you look at the data inside each document, it'll be in the form of what's known as a key value pair. So when I say key value pair, for instance, let's say the name of this document is, let's say Danny. Let's give it my own name. Inside which I can store multiple key value pairs, right? So think of the first key value pair as age. So my key would be age and my value would be 22. So this together is called a key and a value pair. And then I can have multiple. So I can do a comma and I can say, what else? Location, and I can say Chennai. That's another key value pair. So I can have multiple key value pairs inside the same document. Does that make sense? And once you take all of that and put it in a document, you can have multiple documents with multiple key value pairs. And then what you can do is Firestore will give us something called an API. Those of you who have been in the club know what an API is. Those of you who are new to this, I'll explain API in very, very simple terms. But just tell me if you understood what Firestore does, basically. Up until now, just react to my message if you understood what Firestore does. How data is stored and why we use Firestore. If you guys understood that, just react to that message. Then we move on to like another smaller topic called the API. Okay. $29. Okay, perfect. Alright, so API. Let's see. API stands for, what's the full form of API? Application, programming, interface, okay? Does any freshman, any first year know the answer? What is an API and what does it do? Does anybody want to give this a try and explain? You don't have to be right, you don't have to be right or anything, but from your understanding of what you think it is, just, do you want to give it a try and explain what an API is and what it does? Even if it's just one or two words, it's fine. Any freshmen? Rohan Jabra just typing. Okay. Connects to applications. In a way, it is, you're right, but it is very, very vague. It's like saying I'm a human being. It is true, but it's very vague. Can you be more specific and tell me where it is used and connects to applications? Nobody else wants to try? Alright, I'm explaining it to you in simple terms, okay? Before you look at computer science, I'm going to give you a real world example. Imagine you guys go out today and you buy yourselves a fridge, okay? And you don't know what a fridge is. You've never seen a fridge in your life before. The whole concept of a fridge is has newly entered the market. And you guys have gone out and you've bought one at home. How do you know how to use a fridge? This is a very simple question. Please don't tell me you don't know the answer. Jerome, you tell me the answer. Jerome, are you here?
No.
Yeah. If let's say you don't know what a fridge is, you have no idea what it does, but you went outside to the market and you bought a fridge and you've come home. How do you know? What do you proceed? How do you proceed with this? How do you know what to do with the fridge and how to use it? What would you do?
Can you repeat another
way? Okay.
once more?
Do you want me to say it in Tamil instead?
Yes, but
சரி இப்போ நீ ஓகே I'll tell you in Tamil then. சரி இப்போ நீ கடைக்கு போயிட்டு நீ ஒரு ஃப்ரிட்ஜ் வாங்குற. நீ வாழ்க்கையிலே நீ ஒரு ஃப்ரிட்ஜ் பார்த்ததே இல்லை. அது என்ன பண்ணணும்னு கூட தெரியாது. ஆனால் நீ வெளியே போய் நீ வாங்கிட்டா இப்போ வீட்டுக்கு எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்துட்ட. இப்போ அதை எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னு எப்படி உனக்கு தெரியும்?
by the manual.
Manual, exactly. That was the word I was looking for. Thanks. So you'll basically refer to the manual, right? This is the case for any electronic device. You buy it, you get a manual with it. What does the manual tell you? It tells you how to use the product, right? That's exactly what an API is. Think of your entire application as a fridge, okay? Think of this as your entire application. Now, your backend application, okay? I'm talking about your database. Think of your fridge as your database. How do you access it? How do you take things out and how do you put stuff into it? You're going to need something called an API, okay? An API, think of it as your manual, okay? Now your API is basically your backend program. So you can write your APIs in any language such as say Python, PHP, Java, .NET, I don't know, there's like Ruby, Elixir, Perl, Node.js, not Node.js, sorry, Node.js is runtime environment, Express.js. There's like so many different options, right? So think of your API as a computer program that would allow you to access a database and do a certain specific set of operations, okay? So what we're going to do is, we're going to skip this part. We're not going to write an API because it's too much of work. Instead, what Firestore does is, Firestore comes with their own API. Google wrote its own API in order to access your Firestore database. Now this API is available in multiple languages. We are going to be using the API that they've written for JavaScript. So what I want you all to do is go to firebase.google.com, and we're going to create a new Firebase project, and we're going to connect your React application, each individual React application that you guys are building. We're going to connect your React applications to this JavaScript API written by Google, and through this JavaScript API, you're going to connect to your own Firestore database. So you guys are going to create a sort of personal note-taking app where you can sign in with Google, and once you've signed in with Google, you can directly access your Firestore database on the backend, and you can directly write notes and like retrieve notes, edit notes, do whatever you want. So that's basically the entire concept here. So did you guys understand what an API is and how we're going to use it and what exactly we're going to build? React to my message if you got the whole idea now. Okay, perfect. That's really good. Okay, so now here's another thing. In a real world application, if you guys are doing this, say, Google Keep, right? All of you know Google Keep. In case of Google Keep, this is not the way they would do it. Because if they were to directly let the client application connect all the way to a database, it's not a safe thing to do. So in most real world applications, this API layer, this will have to be written by you and hosted on a server. So your client application, or any client application, your mobile apps, your desktop apps, your browser apps, all of it will connect to your application your application programming interface or your API running on your server, and this API will then connect to your database, and you guys will perform any functionality you want. So this API and this database will be owned and run by you. The client application can be downloaded from, say, Google Store, Google Play Store, or the Apple Store, or if it's a website, they can access it from your server on their browsers. So this API layer will have to be written by you in a real-world application. Whereas with Firestore, you can directly connect to it for now, because I'm not teaching a full stack development, I'm teaching only front end development. So just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm letting you connect directly to Firebase's own API. Okay? Alright, so that's basically what you're going to build. Another thing is, if you guys have noticed, on your Android phones, or even on certain websites, you guys have noticed that there is something called material design, right? How many of you have heard of the term material design? Even junior should have heard of the word material design at some point when you're reading articles, when you're researching stuff. How many of you have heard of the word material design? React to my message. If you heard of material design, just react to my message. Let's see how many of you actually have come across this at some point. Alright, so about 10 of you. For the rest of you, I'll tell you it's very simple. Take regular Bootstrap, okay? Let's go to Bootstrap. Bootstrap is another front-end framework. All it gives you is HTML, CSS, and basic JavaScript to build your front-end interface and make it look nice. If you go into, say, the documentation, and if you go to components, you guys can see that Bootstrap will basically give you components. So this is what's known as an accordion, right? So this is one component. Similarly, if you go to, say, buttons, Bootstrap buttons have different colors, come in different colors, and you can simply just copy paste the code from here, and you have a component that looks exactly like this in your application. So Bootstrap is one type of design, okay? And on the other hand, if you look at Android applications, right, they have something called
I think it's in the Blackboard now.
Oh, okay. Right, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was basically showing you guys the website for Bootstrap. If you go into the Bootstrap website, go into documentation and look at the components, you guys can see different components here, right? For example, an accordion. This is what's known as an accordion. Bootstrap's accordion would look this way. And similarly, if you go to, say, let's go to navbar. If you look at the navbar, it's a super simple navbar that looks like this, right? You can see there are different types of navbars as well. So this is one type of design. Whereas if you guys switch over to, say, an Android phone, you would come across something called a material design. So one of the best ways to explain what the material design looks like is to show you an input box. For example, let's pick an input box. I'll show you just the input box alone. It's called a text field in Material UI, okay? Have you guys seen input boxes that look like this? You click on it and then the label will automatically shift on top. Have you seen this specific type of input? This looks way better than your regular inputs, right? Have you guys come across this at any point? You'll see all of this on your latest Android phones. All of them have this. And if you haven't seen this, I'll give you some more examples. For instance, you should have seen this. Have you guys seen the menu bar on top on your Android phones applications? They all look like this, right? This is what's known as an app bar. So this sort of design is what is mostly used with React. It's really aesthetically pleasing, and they have a whole library called Material UI built specifically for React. So I know last time I taught you guys Bootstrap, but this time we're going to be using Material UI for our components. We will still use Bootstrap, but Bootstrap is only used for what's known as Flexbox. We don't have to get into that for now. It's a little complex and too much to explain at the moment. So if freshmen don't get it, just skip over this part, okay? No, you don't have to understand what Flexbox is. But what I want you to do is head over to this website, okay? I'm gonna send a link. When you open that link, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look like garbled code, which is basically CSS code. So I'm gonna send that link in the chat. All of you click on that website and open it really quick. Open it and copy the entire thing. Just Control A and Control C. Copy the entire code. Do that for me really quick. Once you've done it, react to that link I just sent. Open the link, copy the entire code. Do it really, really quick, please. 24 people. Okay. A little more faster, guys. 26. 27. 28. 29. Okay, perfect. Now what we'll do is we're going to go back to our browser. Our code editor. And remember, we have this file called app.css here. The app.css file. What I want you to do is select everything in the app.css file, delete it. Okay? Delete it and then paste whatever you copied from the CSS style sheet on the internet, okay? So we're basically inserting Bootstrap here. What you guys just copied is Bootstrap CSS code. So we're gonna paste that in here. So our entire application is going to look like a Bootstrap application. But we're gonna use material design. So in this case, we're gonna use Bootstrap only for the layout purposes, okay? Just to like make sure, how do I put it to you in a way that you understand? Imagine you have a box and you want to place it on a specific part of the screen and you want to do it very easily. For stuff like that, we're going to use Bootstrap, okay? I don't know if that made a whole lot of sense to you guys, but let's just like stop here or it'll get too complex. Or if you paste it into the app.css thingy and then save it and then close. Okay? Done? Let's see. I'm going to post a little message. React to that message once you've pasted and saved it. Okay? And if you've done that, I want you to go into your, the extensions tab, okay? If you look at your left side, look at the last icon here, the one with 4 boxes, with 1 box chipped off. Go into that, and this is something called extensions, okay? On VS Code, you have multiple extensions, so I want you to install an extension for me. If you haven't already, it's called Prettier. Just search for Prettier, and the first one, Prettier Code Formatter. Click on it, and you should see a little install button over here. I've already installed it, so it says uninstall. If you haven't, install this, okay? This would make your job so much more easier. I want you to write clean code, okay? Very clean code. Don't just copy paste and write, code just for the sake of writing code. Make sure the code you write is readable, is clean, and it looks very neat, okay? Because cleaner code is easier to debug, it's easier to maintain, it's easier to move around stuff and format stuff. So always write clean code. So do that for me. Let's see how many of you've installed Prettier. Guys, how many of you haven't pasted the CSS yet? There's still so many of you who haven't done it. Please react to that if you haven't, if you finished pasting it in. Come on, quicker. So once that is done, let's just go back to our browser. Let's just finish. We haven't done any coding yet today. That's the sad thing. It's been 50 minutes and we haven't. Okay, let's go really quick. Come on. Go back to our app.js file. And let's import a couple of things from our React Router DOM. First thing, browser router. You're going to import browser router as router, and then we're going to import switch, route, and redirect. Okay. Done. All of you imported these components. I'm just going to paste it in the chat. So if you're finding it hard to type really fast, just copy paste it, okay? Easiest way to do it. Done? React to that message once you've finished, okay? React to the import statement that I pasted if you're finished, okay? Okay, 26, 27. All right, next what we're gonna do is we need some function to export, right? So do it. Export default. for default function app and return and div. Okay, here's a little trick. Don't type anything. Just type this much and then wait for me. I'll tell you what to do next. Tell me if you're finished typing this much. React to my message if you finish creating the function and the return statement. I'll tell you what to do next. Okay. Quicker, guys. 27. Okay, here's what you do. Go into that empty line that you just created. I want to create a div with a class name app. Okay, a div with a class name app. How do I do that? What's the easiest way to do that? We're going to use a certain thing called emmet. Emmet is like another package. It's more like a tool. Okay, and emmet is going to do something called autocomplete for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in div, okay, which is the name of the tag, div div dot, and we're going to type the name of the class. The name of the class is app with a capital A. So just type div dot app, hit enter. Oops, it doesn't work inside. Oh, okay. Alright. Don't do the step. Just skip over the step. This particular emmet thingy works only inside JSX files for now. We'll come to that later. Just skip this part. Just do the return statement and wait for me. We'll start coding more. I'll do that at a later point in time and show you. Okay, let's not get confused now. All if you do this, I haven't done anything. Okay, I've only written these lines, and we're gonna start coding again from now. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a router instead. So let's do router. And slash router, and inside our router we're gonna put a switch, right? We have a switch, and now we're gonna create a route. That's just the route I've created. It's not, we haven't made the component, we haven't imported it, we haven't done any of it. We'll do this soon. So just type in that line, just create that route for me first. We'll import it in a minute, okay? Or if you're done, react to my message if you made the route. Nine people, 10 people, okay. A little faster, guys. Alright, if you've done that, go on top, and this is exactly what I did yesterday, so it's not a big deal. You guys can do it really quick. We're gonna import the login function from /pages/login. This doesn't exist yet. We'll create it right now, okay? So inside my source directory, I'm going to create another directory called pages, and inside my pages I'm going to create login.jsx. Don't be confused, I'll explain what this is. Inside pages, create another file, call this login with a capital L, okay? Capital L login.jsx. I know I've been saying JS so far, but when it comes to pages and components, we're going to switch to something called JSX now. JSX and JS are the same. You can use it interchangeably. It'll all work exactly the same way. The only reason I put JSX is so that my autocomplete would work better. So all of you just do that for me. Once you've done that, just let me know. React to my message if you've finished creating the login.jsx file inside source pages, and then just create the file inside that. We don't have much time, so if you guys can like hurry up and do it really quick, because we have a lot of logic to be completed by the end of this application. Or what we can do is, if let's say by the 28th we should finish this workshop, we have 5 days more, right? Five sessions more. Instead, what we can do is I can program say half the application, and I can let you guys create the other half at home, in the mornings, or like when the session gets over, you guys can program by yourself. We can do that if you want, because I don't think we can code at this pace and finish this app in a whole week. Login.js 23 people. Okay, make it faster, guys. The login thingy has a little bit of code to be written. So for now, what I'm gonna say is, all you do is export default function login. I'm just gonna put some sample content inside it for now, okay? Just gonna put some sample content, nothing else. So just write this into your login.jsx file, and that's it. Come back to your app. Okay, so your app should technically start working at this point without any problems. All of you done? React to my message if you have done everything up to this point. Surely your mic is not on mute. You guys done? 20 people. $27. Okay, good. Once that is done, go back to your app.js file and then import one more thing for me. The style sheet that we just created, right? App.css. Import the style sheet as well. Okay? Done? Once you guys have done that, you should be able to run the application now. So open command prompt, or open any Windows terminal application that you have. Navigate to the React application folder and start the application the way you did the first time. Remember, you did npm start. Do that, okay? Just go all the way into the folder and do npm start. I'm going to show you how that's done. So I'm going to go into terminal here, and I already have my npm application here. So we're in East projects, cd. Alright, so I'm inside my React application right now. In order to start running my React application, I need to do npm start. Okay? Npm start and then wait for a bit. It's gonna tell you if the application started or not. Or if it ran into an error, it's gonna show up. So I'm waiting for my application to start now. let's see if it started. Okay, so this has thrown an error for me, and it should be the same case for you guys as well. So if you go back to, say, the browser, this has thrown an error for me. I'm pretty sure all of you got the same error, right? The fix is pretty simple. I forgot to remove one line of code. I was going to tell you guys, but I forgot to do it. So let's just go back to our browser really quick. Go to our index.js file, and if you look on top, we have a bunch of imports, right? So you'll have to delete the imports that you just deleted. You deleted a few files, but you're importing them here. So just delete line number 5, the report vitals thingy. Just delete that, and delete the index.css import that you made. Okay, just those two, and save it again. So just do that really quick. Have you all done that? One more thing that you guys have to delete is also the thing on line 15, right? Report vitals. Delete that as well, because you're calling a function that doesn't exist anymore. So just delete everything after line 10. Do all of that and then respond to my message, okay? React to my message. Delete all of that. Once you delete all of that, your application should start working automatically. So just do that for me really quick, please. You guys following along? There's only like 15 of you who have deleted this stuff. If you need help, ask me, please. We've got a lot of coding to be done today. We're like way behind in terms of our schedule. 1920, okay. Twenty-three, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Na?
Yeah?
Can you show your app.js file?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Alright, if all of you have done it, you should get your output. So I'm just gonna go back to my browser here, and I have my output here. All of you should have the same output as I have. Do all of you get the output? React to my message if you got the output. Seven of you. What happened to the rest of you? You guys getting it? 29 of you deleted all the unused imports correctly, right? So 29 of you should get it at least. Also, one more thing. After you guys delete all those lines, right? Just go back to your terminal, click on Ctrl+C, and click on Y. I'll show you how to do it. Hang on. Go back to your terminal, and your React application should run into an error, right? So just hold down the keys Ctrl+C, and it's gonna say, should I terminate batch job? Yes or no? So just type Y, hit enter. It's gonna stop the React application, and then we're gonna type npm start again, and we're gonna start the application. So every time we delete files and make changes to the file structure, to the file system, we're going to have to delete the app and run it again, okay? That's basically how you make the app work again. So now when you go back to your browser, you should see the output. So if you guys have stopped the app and then started again, you should get back the output. So just do Ctrl+C, Y, type Y, hit enter, and then do npm start again. just get used to this procedure, because every time we add new files, every time we delete files, you're gonna run into this error, and we'll have to like, redo these steps pretty often. So get used to this. 9 of you. How many of you are stuck? Why are you guys stuck? At least can you guys type it out, or at least unmute yourselves and tell me why you're stuck? I can help. Do you want me to repeat some part?
We have to add the React Router DOM package. I think I didn't do it.
Okay, just hold on Control tilde, and you'll see a little terminal that opens, right? Inside VS Code.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, now just type npm space I space React Router DOM. Hit enter, it'll install. After that, you can run your React application. It should work.
Thanks.
Yeah. In case you guys want to see packages that you have installed in your application already, there's a small file here called package.json, right? If you open package.json, you can see this dependencies, right? There's a block called dependencies, and you can see all the packages and dependencies you've installed in this project so far. Every time you install one, this will automatically update to and show you a full list of dependencies you've installed. So just make sure you've installed React Router DOM already. Only 12 of you have got the output.
Anna, can you show your visuals to your code?
It is on Visual Studio Code. Which one do you want to see?
VS Code.
Yeah, I am on VS Code, right? Oh wait.
It's in browser.
Okay.
Browser.
Yeah. When I said package.json, I was talking about this little file over here. This entire block. These are the packages that you've installed so far. That's what package.json does, okay? Should need to input component in app.js. Yes, you have to. Only 13 people have the output. Why are you guys stuck? At least tell me. I'll help you guys make the change really quick. Make the fix really quick.
Anna, there's some error popping up in my login.jsx file now.
Can you copy paste the error?
Yeah, no. It's like a syntax error, but I didn't miss any syntax.
Okay, just copy paste it for me.
Yeah, 1 minute.
The others, are you guys getting it? 14 people have only got the output. I need 16 people more.
And I sent.
Okay, missing semicolon. Look at line 1. Look at the import statement. At the end of the import statement, have you missed a semicolon? In your logon.jsx file, you did import React from React, right? At the end of that line.
Semicolon is there.
Can you send a screenshot of your code, the logon.jsx code?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what about the others? You guys gotten the output? 14 people remaining. Should I do a name call? You guys just tell me if you've done it or not. We'll start at Aaron. Aaron, did you get yours?
Can you show your app.js?
Okay. Vishnu got an error. Let's see.
Nah?
Yeah.
I pasted it.
Yeah. The spelling of function is wrong, Sneha. Sharon Sneha.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Vishnu. Much corresponding name on disk. Okay. Vishnu, why do you have 2 pages in your path?
No, I have only one page.
Look inside the source directory. There should be one folder called pages with a small lowercase p.
Yes, no, it's only one page.
Okay, now go back to your app.js file and look at how you've imported the component. Have you done /pages/login?
Yes.
Show me the code for your app.js and your Yeah, show me
Okay,
the code
I
for after.
the uppercase I should have mentioned.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What else, guys? Anybody else have an error? 17 people got the output. 18 people. Okay, let's make it quick, guys. 6:15. 2 minutes. I want you guys to clear your errors and get the output really quick. Faster. Okay, let's go with Aaron. Aaron, did you get your output? Come back to the text channel. Just type if you have got. Yeah, just say yes or no. You can either unmute yourself or you can type and tell me yes or no. Aaron, don't do it out of order, please. Then I'll get super confused. Okay, Gayatri. Those are fine. If it compiles, it's fine. Certain things haven't been used. We'll fix it like later on. When we'll use them later on. As long as you get your output, it'll work. Aaron.
Yes, Anna.
Got your output?
Yes, Anna.
Okay. Abarna?
Yes, Anna.
Okay. Abhishek?
Yes, Anna.
Anand?
Yes, no, I got it now.
Okay. Anton? Anton Juraj.
Yes, Anna.
Okay. Crispin? Anton, you told me you got it already, right? Crispin done. Crystal? Divya? Divya Darshini? Dinesh Raj? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Dinesh Shiva?
Got it now.
Okay. Ranik?
I got it.
Ivan?
Done now.
Phoebe got it. Gayatri?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Infant? Jai Surya? Jai Surya, I can't hear you if you're talking. You can type and tell me instead. Devidarshini failed to compile. Okay. Can't resolve /logo. Yeah, Devidarshini, in your app.js file, there's this line that says import a logo from ./logo.svg. Just delete that line. Jay, that's just a warning. It's fine. You don't have to.
I don't have that line there.
Okay, did you stop the app and run it again? Do Control C, type Y and click enter.
I tried it several times, but I
Okay.
didn't get that.
Go to your index.js file and see if that line is there.
Sure, okay, I will try and come again.
Who else? Jennifer Leslie. Got it. Jerome? Jerome.
I got it. Now.
Okay, Jacinton got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Joshiba? Joshiba, are you here? Joshua Frankel?
Yeah, now got it.
Got la. Kritika? Kritika. Okay, Mark Gerald?
Got it now.
Pinto?
Got it now.
Punmani?
Yeah, Anna.
Praveen? Okay, Raksha?
Got it now.
Rohan?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, Sai?
Got it now.
Selva Prasad got it la.
Yeah, I got it now.
Sangodavilan?
Got it now.
Okay, what's his name? Jayasuriya, you missed a return statement in one of those files. Check which one you missed it in. Sorry, export statement. You forgot to export it, I guess. Just check. Who else? Sharvin.
Yeah, got it now.
Sharon got it. Yeah? Surely server unmute பண்ணுங்கப்பா. Surely got it, huh? I can't hear you, but okay. Steven John?
Yes, now.
Okay, Subi?
Got it now.
Varshini? Got it. Veroni?
Got it now.
Okay, Vinod? Vishnu Simhar? Got it,
Noted now.
Lawrence? Okay, perfect. Who else is remaining? 29 கிடச்சிருச்சா? Okay, perfect. இனிமேல் நல்லா நோட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க. இப்போ ஃபைல் சிஸ்டமில் if you're deleting files and you're adding new files, அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாச்சும் பண்ணுறீங்கன்னா, if you're modifying the file names, அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாச்சும் பண்ணுறீங்கன்னா, most times the what do you call it, file system events, FS events ஒன்று இருக்கும். It won't detect the change sometimes and it will break the React application. So you guys will have to stop the React application and restart it. When you restart it, it will go through all the files in the system and it will figure out which ones are mapped to which one, and it will rebuild the application for development purposes. So just do that every time we break the application like that, okay? That's it. So we'll continue. Is everybody in listening? Can we resume? Just react to my message if you can continue. $23. Okay. The others, 7 of you. Guys got it? கொஞ்சம் சீக்கிரம் பண்ணுங்க. 25, 26, 27. Okay, perfect. Now what I want you to do is open your browsers. All of you open your browsers. Let's go into our browsers for a bit. And I'm going to tell you which website to go to. It's called firebase.google.com. I'll paste the link. Actually no, Firebase கூட வேணாம். நான் நேராக லிங்கே கொடுத்துறேன் உங்களுக்கு. I gave you a link on the chat. Go to that. If you haven't signed into Google, sign into Google and open that link. Once you do, click on the link. Respond to that link. Just give me a reaction to that link so I'll know you guys are on it. You should see a page that looks like the one that I have now. Faster guys, just click on the link and sign into Google and then go on that page. $25 people. Okay, now what I want you to do is, you see this little plus symbol that says add project, right? Click on add project. It should take you to another page where you guys can enter the project name. In the page under go here and type the name of your application. This can contain spaces also, it's fine. You can have spaces in this, it's not a problem. So type the name of the app. Remember I told you to come up with a name for your application in the morning? Type the name in here, okay? This is the name of your project. Guys, all of you do it. Type in the name of your project really quick. All of you done? Type the name of your project. React to my message once you've given it a name. 15, 16, 17. Faster, guys. Give it a name. Give it a name. Is available. Inside source, you should create a folder called pages. Inside that, you'll have to create your pages. $24 people. Give your project name really quick. Click on continue. The rest of it, just don't change any settings. Let's just keep Google Analytics on for this. And in your other you'll have to select an account on the third page. So just click on default account for Firebase. Don't create a new account. Just go with default account for Firebase. Click on the options and click on default account for Firebase. Okay, that's step 3 of 3. Once you've done that, just react to my message. Really simple. Only on the first step I have typed a name for my project. Second step I have just clicked on continue. Third step I have just selected the default Firebase account. That's it. And we're gonna create the project. So once all of you do that, click react to my message. So then I can click on create and I can show you what happens. Until then, I'm not gonna create anything. I'm just gonna wait.
Analytics locations na
Analytics location, in that case, what you do is just put Asia South 1, I think. Just see.
Yeah. India தான் காட்டுது. Asia na காட்டல.
Okay, then put India in. Okay, then put India in. I thought you were talking about the hosting location.
Okay. Great.
In case you guys have to select a location, select the location, okay? Done? All of you done? React to that message. Only 10 people reacted to that message. I want the rest to react really quick once you've done. If you finish all 3 steps, then just create project, okay? Click on create project. Until then, I'll just wait for people to finish it. 19, 20, 21. Okay, faster guys, it's gonna be 6:30. I'm creating my project. A project with the same project ID already exists. Did one of you copy? Day. I wanted it. Why did you guys copy my name? What the heck? Which one of you named your project exactly after my project name? The DM and the project ID stands for my name. Why would you guys copy that? Sad. Guys, the project name should be unique. Please don't just copy everything I'm doing 100%. Try to read what's on the screen and see what you have to edit, okay? அப்படி நான் டைப் பண்ணுறேன், நீங்களும் அப்படியே டைப் பண்ணாதீங்க இஷ்டத்துக்கு. Alright, all of you, project is ready. Once your project is ready, you can click on continue. So it'll take you back to your project screen now. The notebook. You guys must have gotten your app's name on it, right? React to my message once you have your project created and is ready and you're on the screen. React to my message. What was that reaction? Anand, what happened?
Accidentally reacted.
Okay. 26, 27. Come on, guys. Quicker. 27, 28, 29. Okay, perfect. Now what I want you to do is look at this over here, okay? Do you see this little button here that says web? Do you see this? iOS, Android, and web. Click on web. We're creating a web app. React.js is going to be a web app. So click on the web thingy. You're getting another screen that looks exactly like this. Okay, here I'm going to give my app a name. Give this the same name. And click on register app. Okay, don't click on this. Don't click on. It says also set up Firebase hosting for this app, right? Don't click on this. Just leave it unchecked. Just type in the name and then click on register app. All if you do that.
Anna, 1 second now. Before that, Anna, like after coming to the page, where should I go?
So you created the project and it took you to the project page, Leah. Do you see 3 icons, iOS, Android and web in the center of the page? It's actually towards the left. Look at this part. Do you see this icon here? Web.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah, that's it. All if you're done. After which you should click on register app and it'll register your application with Firebase. Second step, you don't have to do anything. It'll automatically show you a piece of code. You can just continue. You don't have to do anything to it. Okay, it'll show you a piece of code. Later on we'll make use of this. Don't do anything. Just scroll all the way down. You see this button that says continue to console, right? Just click on continue to console. That screen should disappear. Right? And then wait for a bit. You just set up your project and you set up a web application that's going to access that project, okay? And its resources. That's basically what you did so far. Respond to my message once you created the web app and you have this screen. Make it really quick, guys. I want to do at least the login button today. And I'm gonna be so it's gonna be really tight for the next class onwards if you guys are too slow. Alright, done. 27, 28, 20. Okay, now on the left side, do you see this word authentication? There's a small link here that says authentication, right? Click on authentication. It should take you to a screen like this and it'll say get started. Once you reach this page, click on get started. Okay, it should automatically take you to a page with all these options here. Done. All of you click on authentication, get started, you get this page, right? All of you do it. React to my message if you've set up authentication for your app. Okay, really quick, guys. Three, 24. Come on, guys, sooner. 24, 25. All right. Now over here, do you see the word Google? We can add all these sign-in options for our applications. Okay, all of this is available. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna go with Google. Okay, click on Google and enable it. You see a small checkbox on the right side here. I mean, not a checkbox. It's more like a switch. So just switch it on. Switch that on for me. All of you done? You enable Google. React to my message if you have enabled the Google authentication option. Yeah. And over here, what you do is it says project public facing name, right? And if you notice on most most applications, when you sign in with Google, it'll redirect you to the Google application, accounts page, and it'll say, do you want to let this application have access to your Google account? And it'll say the name of the application, right? That name over there is what is known as a project's public facing name. So change this to the name of your application. Just change that to the name of your application so it'll look nice on the front end. And at the bottom, it'll ask you for a project support email. So just select your own Gmail ID, okay? Whatever you use to sign in. It'll automatically be there, just select that option. Just those two. Don't do anything else. Just do these two and that's it. Done. We're done setting it up. After you finish that, just click on save. It'll save, that's it. Once you finish setting it up, just react to my message really quick. Setup done. Okay, perfect. Now what I want you to do is click on this little settings thingy. Do you see this little settings icon here? Click on it and click on project settings, okay? Do that really quick for me. Click on this little settings icon and click on project settings, okay? Do that really quick and then scroll all the way down. Do that really quick. Once you go to project settings, just react to my message. Okay, settings icon, project settings, and scroll down until you see this little snippet of code. Okay. $21 people. Guys, fast. It's just a matter of clicking a button and scrolling down. Do it really quick. We have a lot to cover. 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, perfect. Now what I want you to do is look at this little radio button here that says config, right? Click on config. Click on config. It'll be on CD and just switch to config instead. Okay, do that really quick. And once you do that, click on this little copy button here. On the bottom right corner, just click on the little copy button, or you can just manually copy the entire thing, okay? Just copy it. Copied it. React to my message once you've copied it. Okay, perfect. Alright, good. Now what I want you to do is go back to your browser. Go back to your code editor. I'm gonna switch back to my VS Code. And in VS Code, go to your index page, okay? Go to your index page. Now in your index page, go to the top. There's this part where you've imported app, right? You've imported app, right? Right below that, just add a new line and paste that in there, okay? Just paste that in there. Index.js file, paste it right after the imports, okay? Done that. Once you do that, just react to my message. So this configuration would basically allow you to would basically tell your app that this is a project that we're going to connect to on Firebase, and so use these credentials, and we're going to connect to that Firebase project. Okay, so just paste that in there. After which you need to add a little line. Okay, I'm going to tell you what the line is. You'll do Firebase dot initialize app. Firebase dot initialize app. Okay, that's a function. You're calling a function, and Firebase dot initialize app. Okay, Firebase dot initialize app, and you're going to pass a parameter into this function. That parameter would be the name of this. Okay, Firebase config. Just paste that in there. That's it. All of you done? Guys, why are you reacting to yes? That's not that's the yes for the photo that she posted. Okay, wait, let me put now react to the new message that I just posted. 2022. Okay, perfect. Hold down Control Tilde, open your open your terminal again. Okay, inside VS Code. Do that really quick. We're going to install a few packages that we need in order to use Firebase with our React application. Okay, by the way, Firebase is the name of the product. Okay, the name of the entire product. Firestore is the name of the database that is part of the product. Okay, just note down the difference when I say Firebase and Firestore. Okay, it's two different things. Right, so first thing I want you to install is Firebase itself. So just do npm I Firebase -- save. Just type that command in. All of you type in npm I Firebase -- save. I'm gonna paste that in there. After that's done, hit enter, and it should install the Firebase package and save it as a dependency. Okay, all of you do that really quick. Once you do that, just respond to the message I just pasted. Okay, the command that I pasted, just react to it. Alright, let that finish installing in the background. You guys can close the terminal by clicking on the X. It'll run in the background. You don't have to keep it open. It'll still be running in the background. So even if you open it again, it'll still be running. Okay, so just close that. We're gonna write some code instead. Scroll all the way to the top, and let's go to the part where place where we're importing stuff. Okay, we're gonna import a few more things. Just go on top. Everyone's ready? 23 people only have reacted. If you finished installing, if you're finished pasting the install command in, respond to that, react to that message, so I'll know we can continue coding. Do it really quick for me. 26, 27. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Now what I want you to do is we're gonna import certain stuff, from Firebase. So I'm gonna do import Firebase from Firebase/app. Okay, import Firebase from Firebase/app. Once you import that, copy paste it from the Discord chat if you want to. Once you do that, just respond to that chat message so I know you've imported Firebase. Okay, really quick, guys. I'm pasting the code for you. You don't even have to type. Just keep up really quick, please. Afterwards you'll import Firebase/auth. Okay, so that contains the that contains stuff for us to do authentication. Oh, sorry. Firebase/app. I made a mistake, guys. All of you fix it. Look at Sankotovian's message. It's Firebase/app. Okay, I made a mistake. Just make sure you don't make the same mistake as well. All of you, did you make the change? I made a mistake with the spelling of Firebase. Just change that to Firebase, okay? Don't let that mistake just crash your app. All of you done? Once you've done making that change, respond to Sangotovian's message, so I'll know you've made the change. All of you just fix the typo and import Firebase/auth for me. And once you've done Firebase/auth, import /analytics, okay? And last we're going to import, okay, Firestore analytics and Firestore, analytics and Firestore, okay? Those two commands, just type that in really quick. So we finished importing all the stuff that we need in order to make our app connect to Firebase. Okay, 6:44. We should be right on time, I guess. Done. All of you respond to my message once you finish copy pasting it. Okay, do it really quick, please, and respond to my message. And once you've done that, just open your terminal again, okay? The previous thing should have finished installing by now, so just do that, open your terminal and wait for me. Respond to that, react to that message really quick so I'll know we can continue. Three people have done it. Okay, faster, guys. Seven. Okay, now what I want you to do is type npm I, and we're going to install at material UI/core. Okay, just type that in, npm I at material UI/core. So we're gonna install material UIs, the entire design thing, and we're just gonna install it on our inside our React project. And I want the core package from inside it. So copy it. And I'm gonna paste it in the chat so you guys can also install it. Okay, npm I material UI/core. Type that command in. React to it once you finish installing it, okay? Do this really quick. We are so close to completion. It should work really well. Done. Once you've done installing it, just respond to that message so I know all of you are up to follow along till here. Okay, quicker, guys. Let's just finish this as soon as we can. I don't think we can code the logic for the login part now because it'll take a while. So we'll probably just do the view alone. We'll program the view and make a button up here, and once we do that, we'll focus on the logic in the beginning of the next session. 27 people have done it, okay. After which you close all the other files, open just the login.jsx file. We're gonna make some changes to the login.jsx file. Okay? Just delete the h2 tag that we created here. And we're gonna put some code inside this. Okay? Just do it really quick for me. You guys done? 29 people, 30 people. Okay, perfect. Go into your login.jsx file. We're going to start doing a little bit of coding here, okay? Now I'm going to show you what Emmet can actually do for us. So I want to create a div, and I want to use this div and I'm going to put all of our content on the page inside this div, okay? So we're going to create a div, and we're going to give it a few classes. And instead of doing, the regular way where you type in like bracket, tag name, space, class name, I'm just going to give you a shortcut, okay? This is a little formula that you can use to quickly write code, okay? So just do this. Let's do div dot, okay? So that's the name of the element, which is going to be a div dot, okay? When I say dot, I'm going to type in a class name. Instead, if I say hashtag something, that's going to become a ID, okay? So if I say dot something, it's going to become a class name. So just do div dot container, okay? Div dot container. That's one class. I'm going to create another, put another class in, I'm going to attach another class to the div. It's going to be dflex. These are all classes from Bootstrap, if you didn't know. So if you don't know it, just add it, it'll work, okay? Container dot dflex dot align item center. Sorry. No, I made a huge mistake. Okay, dflex dot align item center. All of you got it up until here. Div dot container dot dflex dot align item center dot justify content center dot flex column. All of you wrote this. Just type in this entire line, okay? Once you've typed in this entire line, don't do anything. Don't click on anything. Don't click outside the window. Don't do anything. Once you've typed this entire line, hit enter. Oops. Hit enter, okay? It'll automatically turn into an element. Just do that for me. And this won't work if you click outside elsewhere, or if you come back to that element, it won't work. You need to finish typing the last letter and then just click enter. Okay? Just do that for me really quick, please. React to my message if that worked for you. Nothing, it's super simple, okay? Type in the entire line, and when you type in the last letter, you're going to see a suggestion here, right? Just hit enter. It should automatically expand. Since you're working in a JSX file, Emmet can automatically understand that, we're putting HTML inside this. So it'll automatically treat it as HTML, and it'll activate the Emmet plugin. The Emmet plugin will then look at the formula that you just wrote, and it'll expand it. Okay, so just do that really quick. If you haven't and there's a problem, I'm going to copy paste that entire line. Just copy paste it to your VS Code, okay? Don't waste time on it. You guys respond to either the message on top or the message below, so I'll know all of you have finished doing it. Okay, perfect. Guys, don't react to both. Just react to either of one. Whoever's used the second one, do the second one. Whoever's used the first one, react to the first one. So I'll know the count. Okay, thanks. I would say that's about right. Okay, perfect. All of you should have gotten it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type some more code. I'm going to put another element inside this, okay? I'm going to say h2, hit enter. It's going to become a h2 tag. And h2 dot mb4. Just do that, h2.mb4. Hit enter. It'll become h2 class name, and it'll have a class name of mb4. mb4 basically means margin bottom and a spacing of 4 units, okay? This is again from Bootstrap. If you don't know it, don't worry about it. You can learn that at a later point in time. So just do that, h2 class name, mb4, and then type the name of your application. Okay, done. Once you do that, underneath the h2, you guys are going to type in material UI code now. So this is where it gets kind of interesting. You guys will have to do button, close button, okay, and then type the words sign in with Google. Okay, do that really quick for me. Once you've completed all the way up until the button here and put the text in, react to that message so I'll know you guys have completed it. Make it a little quicker, guys. We will be done in about 10 minutes. Alright, and now your button is going to have certain attributes, okay? You want to give certain attributes to your button. The first attribute is called the variant attribute. This is part of Material UI, okay? All this code is part of Material UI. So you can look up materialui.com and you can look at the documentation to, look at what parameters or what attributes are allowed on elements, okay? So variant is going to be contain, okay? Variant contain. Your color would be a primary color. Material UI comes with a primary color of blue, okay, dark blue. So that's what we're going to use. And I'm going to say style is equal to, and 2 pairs of braces, okay, 2 pairs of opening and closing braces. So remember, in normal HTML, if you wanted to write inline CSS, what would you do? You would type style is equal to double quotes, and then you would just type your CSS inside it, right? We're doing the exact same thing, except in JSX code, you would write style is equal to 2 pairs of braces, okay? 1 pair of braces, and then inside you'll have another pair of braces, inside which you'll write your CSS code. Again, your CSS code will not be written like regular CSS code when it's inline in JSX. For example, let me show you. There is a attribute in regular CSS called text transform, right? How do you write it? Text transform, and then you would type uppercase or lowercase or capitalize or whatever, right? This would be a regular CSS syntax, right? The way you'd normally do it. JSX is a little different. What you would do is, in case you have 2 different words, right, you would use lower camel case. So lower camel case looks like this. Text transform, okay? Lower camel case meaning the first letter of every word except the first word will be capitalized. So text transform, colon, double quotes, and I'm going to say capitalize. Okay? Capitalize meaning the first letter of every word is going to be in caps. Right? Just save it. That's it. Delete this little line at the bottom because this is just for example. Save it, and then it should style itself automatically. It should format itself automatically. All of you done? All of you followed up until this point? Just react to my message if you've coded with me all along. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, perfect. Now what you gotta do is go back to your terminal, and inside your terminal you would have to do Control C, because obviously it ran into an error. We changed a lot of stuff and we installed a lot of stuff, and do npm start again. Okay, this time if we have done everything correctly, it should start your server automatically. Nope, we have okay, we forgot one step. I'm sorry, we forgot one step in between. Just come back to your code again. We forgot one thing. Right on top, we forgot to import the button. We're using button right from Material UI. We forgot to import the button from the Material UI package. So I'm just going to import button by typing import button from @Material UI /core/button. Make sure the button over here is a capital B, okay? Import button from @Material UI /core/capital B, okay? Capital B with the button. Just do that for me. Do the import for me. Once you import it, then you can run your application and it should work fine. Okay? Once you finish importing it properly, react to my message so I'll know you guys have all imported, okay? And once you've done that, Control C with you don't have to Control C and start again if you've already done it. But in case it's still showing an error, then just stop your React application, start it again. Once that is done, you should see your output. Okay? So I've gotten my output, and as you can see, we have a small button that has the whole material design theme. Okay, so clicking on the button would give it the ripple effect, and it's got elevation. It looks exactly like a material design button, right? Like the one you have in your Android phones, the one that you see on all Google products. All of you done importing it, or do I have to show you my code again? Respond to my message if you've gotten the output, okay? Successfully. You guys done? 15 people have gotten the output. What about the others? Vishnu, did you finish looking at the file, index file?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Okay. Just look at my code, see how yours is different. If you made any mistakes, just make that change really quick. Also, one more thing we forgot to do was that on your container division, right? On your container div, we should do a little thing over here. We'll have to create another style here. And I'm going to say min height 100 viewport height. That one line alone you guys should add, okay? I didn't do it to mine, so mine came out looking kind of not as expected. So just add that on the first div, right, on the parent div. Just add style is equal to, and give it a minimum height of 100 viewport h. Okay, so vh stands for viewport height. So in your browser, when you say viewport, you're basically referring to the distance between the top all the way to the bottom of your screen. That's your viewport, okay? How much you can view at any given point in time is called your viewport. So you have viewport height and you have viewport width, okay? VW and VH. So when I say I want this div to have a minimum height of 100 VH, I'm saying when the page loads, right, this div is going to be as tall as, you know, the height of the user's browser window. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's just for styling, and I'll show you the output later on once you guys have completed doing all this. Okay, just react to my message if you finished it, so I'll know you guys are finished. 17, 18, come on. And if you look at your browser right now, you should see that the whole thing is center aligned, right, automatically. This is basically what I was going for. It's center aligned. And tomorrow what we're going to do is, we have already installed Firebase and we're ready to use Firebase. So all we got to do is write a function that can be triggered when you click on this button. So when you click on this button, it should trigger a Firebase function that is going to authenticate the user. And once you get signed into Google with this application, it's going to take you back to our application and we're going to redirect you to your home page. So I'm going to teach you guys how you can have a home page where you can put, you know, your notes in and stuff. It's going to look exactly like Google Keep in a way, okay? And we're going to show you how you can take your users to that page and how you can protect that page so people can't just, you know, type in the route of that page and go to that page. Instead, we're going to protect that page and keep it as a private route. So this route is going to be public. So we're going to write some logic and we're going to try and do a home page tomorrow, okay? So our setup with Firebase and all the other stuff is done for today. I mean, it's done for at least for now. So we should be good to just, you know, keep coding for the next class onwards. So if have all of you gotten the output? 18 people. If you're stuck, please let me know. I won't be repeating this tomorrow. So if you're stuck, let me know right now. We'll fix it and then you can come back tomorrow and we can start working on the next part. Don't click on gotten the output for just because it's time up. Don't do that, because if you do that and you get stuck, then no one's gonna help you.